What up, unks and OGs worldwide? This is Mr. P coming to you once again, solo dolo, which seems to be the theme in 2026. As I promised, I'm trying to be more consistent for the unks and OGs worldwide to make sure that we guys give you something to talk about, something to think about. Every week, again, our mantra is to try and give you guys real stories, real situations in the real world. And that's what me and the other unks and OGs strive to do. Again, we're trying to get back into a good rhythm, but unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. But I wanted to come on here real quick, and it's going to be a quick one. It's not going to be long because, I'm solo dolo. Maybe I need to start create the segment each week called Mr. P Solo Dolo, so that I can give you guys this information real quick. But I want to talk to you guys real quick about something that came across my feed, and while I think it's a great, it's an important topic, it is something that I think as we become more and more successful, we have to deal with. Let me put this over in the in the real world and real situations, because we are not, and when I say we, I mean people of color, aunts and OGs, have a measure of success. And from those of us from my background who've gotten out of the hood, and we've been taught to, go back and each one teach one and reach one and all those good things, that comes with the caveat that, sometimes it's discussed, sometimes it's not discussed. In many instances, you've heard about athletes trying to go broke, trying to take care of their families, or people once they made it out the hood and mama made it. The family dynamic starts to shift where everyone, despite those are people who support and those who haven't been any support to get you where you are, feel entitled to to share in your success, which is fine and which is great when they're bringing value to it. But what happens when everyone has a handout instead of looking for a hand up? So let's listen to this video real quick. This is a African brother. He's a MMA fighter. And when I first saw this, I was like, okay, has he been Americanized? Is his family Americanized? Is it a cultural thing that we I guess we what's the correct word? We transform people once they come here to the American way, right? We when you come here, the American dream, they come here. A lot of the foreigners come here, or immigrants. I won't call them foreigners. Immigrants come here for a better life, and then they see that the streets are not paved with gold, but there is opportunity there. But everyone thinks that everyone who's here or born here is successful, and therefore has this money overflowing. So let's play this real video, and then I'm gonna speak on it briefly.
I don't talk to any of my family members anymore. None. I don't.
Not one of them?
No. I have cut all my family members off my phone. Nobody. I blocked. I love my family from far, because if I keep talking to my family members, I will not achieve my goal. If I die, I don't need to be buried in my village. That's where it is. I don't want to be buried in my village. If I die, burn my body, go throw my dust in Kruger National Park. That's my wish.
That is significant for an African.
That's significant for an African, because I saw your eyes. But that's where it is, because most of them, they blackmail with this.
Your family must feel that your success is their success. We're communal people in Africa, so there are no boundaries.
Yes, they feel like my success is their success. They are entitled to their guy.
Right.
Then they feel like, okay, yeah, nothing that we do, first we do a winner. So like, it's now our time. Our boy is now, signing.
The entitlement, that's the word, entitlement.
Yeah, my family feels entitled. Family feel like that because that's how our mindsets in Africa are like. Because also we are blackmailed that we cannot say no.
No, we can't. The black tax, the black tax that we have to.
Black tax is real in Africa, and we cannot say no. We cannot say no to somebody asking for money.
Yeah.
We cannot say no to anything. I don't talk to.
All right. So that's a new term that I guess is prevalent or known in Africa called the black tax. I would argue that that even a tax here in the United States because, as we all know, if one person come up, a lot of times the family feels like we all came out. Mama, we made it. You know, it didn't say Mama, I made it. It says Mama, we made it. So, you know, as much as we love our families, and I think our families are supporting us, or you know, in many cases, the reason why we've become successful. In a lot of cases, we did it on our own. Not saying we didn't do it without help from anyone, but um, you know, sometimes you're the one out there scrapping and scraping, working long hours, you know, getting your education, staying up late, working jobs, finding your way, you know, how to survive your way and become the success you are. Many of us are not handed a silver spoon like, you know, some of the people in the office where we're not given $1 million to get us started and have to fail so many times, but we're only failing on paper because we still have, you know, a safety net behind us, i.e., a rich family that allows us to continue to fall and continue to, you know, live a certain lifestyle. So I thought this was an interesting video. I will hope me and my brothers will be here sometime for us to dive further into this topic. But I just wanted to get over here real quick and talk to you guys about that. Are we successful people, you know, given a black tax? Has our community provided, and you know, this they're talking about Africa, but does our community put a black tax on those in our communities who've become successful? Those who've made it out, do they have an obligation to go back and, you know, bring their family up, or to, you know, each one teach one or reach one and pull somebody up? In many cases, I would think a lot of us have severed relationships from our families for that very reason. You know, when you do have to tell them no, or I can't do something, you know, then those insults come. Those, oh, you forgot where you came from. You moved out the hood. You disconnected from the hood. You bougie now, or you know what I mean. So, I mean, I'm not speaking from my personal experience. I'm just saying, but I've heard stories. I've watched many successful people talk about that. But is black tax a real thing for the black folks in America? This is a gentleman from he's in the United States. He's as you saw, he's in Las Vegas, and he's basically severed all ties from home because he felt like he can't be successful, reach his goals, while still trying to pay that black tax back to the motherland. So give me your comments, concerns, or, you know, input on this topic. And again, thank you for tuning in. We're going to try to be better than we were the day before last week. I'm going to keep pushing the Aunts and OGs to try to give you the content. There's a lot of things that we want to talk about. There's been some tragic things that's going on in our community, specifically here in Atlanta. There was a young lady who passed away due to a fight at a school bus stop. You know, there's two teens who were just gunned down in our community, and the person who is the alleged shooter is also a teen. So we're talking about 14 to 15-year-olds gunning each other down in our community. We're talking about 14-year-old girls getting, into a physical altercation and losing their lives at the bus stop. What's going on with our community? What's going on with these teen takeovers? What's going on, with our youth? I see them every day. I'm in the spaces with them every day, and there are a lot of bright and brilliant kids there. So it's not necessarily the kids. Again, I'm going to say it's the parents. So we'll discuss that more coming up in the next couple of weeks. But we really need to get a pulse on what's going on with our children, with our community. I know we know what's going on with our children personally, but should we be more involved with what's going on with their friends and the friend of the friends, and those who don't necessarily have a good foundation to lean on. Are we not doing enough extending beyond our immediate circle of family and kids? So that's a topic for another day. But thank you again. Let's hear comments and discussion on the black tax. Is the black tax a real thing? And, how detrimental is that to the success of us as individuals? And are we just more selfish? Until next time, thanks, Uncle OGs. Appreciate you guys for listening in. And I'll see you guys next time.